Ric Flair says he will be with All Elite Wrestling for at least the next 2 years. Speaking on a special edition of Wrestling Observer Radio on Thursday, Ric Flair and his business partner said that Flair is tied to AEW for the next 2 years. Flair also said that he expects to be a television character for the duration of his deal, not just for the Sting retirement storyline that was the impetus for his on-screen AEW introduction. By the time his AEW deal expires, Ric Flair will be 76 years old. AEW officially announced Flair signing in a press release Thursday after his on-screen debut with the company came on last week's Dynamite episode. Flair's Woo energy drink was also announced as the official energy drink of AEW in the press release. Fox CEO Lachlan Murdoch says his company wasn't seeing an acceptable return on their investment from its TV rights deal for WWE Smackdown. Smackdown will be returning to the USA Network beginning in October 2024 after spending 5 years on Fox's Friday night schedule. On Tuesday's Q1 earnings call, Murdoch explained why Fox decided to move on from the deal, saying,
on both an advertising point of view, we were not hitting the advertising numbers due to the audience of the WWE to be above the levels that we would accept, but also we didn't attribute enough significant retransmission revenue to the WWE either.
TKO Group Holdings and NBC announced in September that they have agreed to a 5-year domestic media rights partnership for SmackDown to return to the USA Network. The deal was reportedly for $1.4 billion, a 40% increase over the deal it had with Fox. It also includes 4 specials to air annually on NBC in prime time. Dave Meltzer provided injury updates for several wrestlers in today's Wrestling Observer newsletter. AEW injuries to top names such as Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, and Jon Moxley have resulted in creative challenges for the company. Meltzer writes that the multiple injuries have had a domino effect on AEW's booking plans. Regarding the broken orbital bone Danielson suffered recently, Meltzer writes that it occurred during the Andrade El Idolo match on October 21st on AEW Collision. AEW is hopeful Bryan will be ready to return by the end of the year, but his involvement in Wrestle Kingdom on January 4th, 2024 is in doubt. Mercedes Moné has been out of action with a broken ankle since New Japan Pro Wrestling's resurgence in May. Meltzer writes that there are no plans for her to return to New Japan or Stardom anytime soon. WWE's Liv Morgan has been out of action since July with a shoulder injury. Meltzer wrote in The Observer that she is expected to return soon. Bandito is also expected to return from injury soon. He suffered a triangular fibrocartilage complex injury, bones that connect the forearm to the wrist, in a match against Konosuke Takeshita in June. Bandito has been booked for a show in December, and Dave writes that he's likely a few weeks away from returning. Sammy Guevara also provided an update on his condition recently. He has been out since Wrestle Dream with a concussion. He noted in a post to Instagram stories yesterday that he still has not been cleared to return. AJ Styles is reportedly expected back in WWE soon. PW Insider is reporting that AJ Styles is scheduled to return to the company on the November 10th edition of SmackDown and will be back regularly from that point on. Styles has been gone since filming an injury angle that aired on the September 22nd SmackDown. The rest of the OC has been gone from WWE programming of late as well. Luke Gallows has been dealing with a knee injury and hasn't wrestled since August. Carl Anderson and his wife welcomed the birth of their 5th child earlier this week. As for Michin, she's been wrestling dark matches at SmackDown tapings recently. With his call-up to SmackDown, Dragon Lee has officially signed a new WWE main roster contract. In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reports that Lee signed his new main roster deal last week. Lee made his SmackDown in-ring debut last month and was then added to the SmackDown roster page on WWE's website. Dragon Lee had signed with the company back in December 2022 and debuted for NXT this March. Before returning to WWE this fall, John Cena received permission from the Screen Actors Guild. John Cena has been able to make an extended return to WWE this fall due to Hollywood being on strike. He came back to WWE in September and has been a full-time performer on television since then. During an appearance on the latest episode of WWE After the Bell, John Cena was asked about how his return to WWE came to be. Cena called it a happening that's beyond his control, saying, saying that before returning to WWE, he called the proper people at SAG and got written and legal permission to do so. Cena said he's grateful to have a home in WWE and is grateful to the Screen Actors Guild for allowing him to be part of it. The Hollywood strike began this May with the Writers Guild of America going on strike. The SAG-AFTRA strike then started in July. The writer's strike ended in September, but the actors' strike remains ongoing. At Crown Jewel this Saturday, Cena will be in action in a singles match against Solo Sikoa. Also during the strike, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson made a surprise appearance on SmackDown this September. Kairi Sane's return to WWE appears imminent, according to a report. WrestleVotes was first to report Thursday that Kairi Sane has been added to WWE's internal roster, signaling her impending return. Kairi, a former NXT Women's Champion and WWE Women's Tag Team Champion, left the company in 2021 and last wrestled for WWE in 2020. It was reported in August that she was on her way back to WWE after fulfilling the remainder of her dates in Japan. Sane finished up with Stardom in October. After working out the remainder of her deal as a brand ambassador and commentator for WWE, Kairi Sane joined Stardom in 2022 under the name Kairi, where she competed as a special attraction on big Stardom shows. Scott D'Amore says Impact Wrestling's door is open for CM Punk. Scott D'Amore told PW Mania recently that it was a pleasure to have Punk visit backstage at the promotion's recent tapings in Chicago. He went on to say, "Of course, the value can't be understated of good senior veteran talent right now with name recognition and drawability as well. The door is open." Hulu has revealed when its upcoming WWE-focused reality series will be premiering. It was announced that Love and WWE Bianca and Montez will premiere on Hulu on Friday, February 2nd, 2024. The series follows real-life married couple Bianca Belair and Montez Ford and their lives both inside and outside of the ring. Bianca told People that it will be a fun-filled reality show. Her parents and Ford's mother will play a prominent role in the series. Bianca recently returned to WWE television after a 2-month hiatus. At Crown Jewel this Saturday, she's challenging Io Sky for the WWE Women's Championship. And last but not least, Tony Khan has announced the on-sale date for AEW All In 2024 tickets. Appearing on Wednesday's Dynamite episode, the owner, president, CEO, GM, and head of creative for AEW announced an on-sale date for Friday, December 1st for All In 2024. The event is set for Sunday, August 25th, 2024 at Wembley Stadium in London. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, please do not forget to hit that like button and subscribe to F4W Online.